Hey Caitlin, here we have the graph of a rational function f, which is shown in the figure. So what we have to do is use the graph to find the domain and range of f. So let's blow this up a little bit, and we'll have a look and see what's going on. Now first off, the domain. We can see the line here, which is in blue. Here's the domain is any x value, but we can see what happens here is we have this kind of weird point where x is going to approach some value and then there won't be any value. Okay, so this is called an asymptote, and this is where the value of this graph approaches some value. It's getting very, very close to -4, very, 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 very close. It kind of keeps going upward forever, but there is no value here at -4. Then what happens is the graph kind of starts again as we move to the right from -4. So when we hit, -3.99, etc., and it comes back up, and again we have this other asymptote. There is no value here at 4 either. And then again it continues all the way to infinity. So what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to list the domain of f in interval notation. Okay, so if I pull this out, bring this over, let me get something to write on here. The interval of f. So we can see here our first interval is from -infinity, that's on the x, and it's going to come all the way up to -4. Now it doesn't really touch 4, or sorry, -4, so I'm going to use this hard bracket here because that's not really part of it. Okay, and so I'll write a union symbol, and it's also from -4 to +4. Again, let me erase all that and make this better. -infinity to -4, and from -4 to +4. Again, I'm going to use a soft bracket here because there is no value here. And then it's going to be from 4 to infinity. Okay, so that's the domain. D equals that in interval notation. Okay, so there it is. That's the domain. Now let's take a look at the range. Okay, so for the range, what we're going to do, let me blow this up again, is we're going to take a look at the y-axis. And we always start again at the most negative value, which is down here. So we have this interval. We can see the graph comes from -infinity on the y, -infinity up to 0, and then it goes back down again. So the range is going to equal the interval from -infinity to 0. And in either case, it starts at this value of 1 and goes to infinity. Okay, so and it's going to be from 1 to infinity. Both these are the same range, so that's okay. I'm just going to list it once. So in interval notation, that is the range as well. Hope that helps. Please let me know if it does or not. Thanks.